Changing your oil is really important. It's basically lubricating all your components inside the motor. Without lubrication, it's just basically metal to metal contact, and it's prone to seize up. And especially if your car is burning a lot of oil, it's good to check your oil frequently. Will the engine break down if you don't do an oil change? Yes, it could. After years of oil being built up into there, it turns into more gunky, and it can gunk up a lot of components on the motor, causing it to eventually give out on you. But there has been people that never changed oils and they're still running today, so it's kind of hit or miss.
Is this procedure expensive? To do it yourself, you can spend anywhere between $20 and $35 for basic materials and supplies. The only place you can do it cheaper is if you have coupons to get it done at a shop.
Every car has the same oil change process besides the oil type. Every car has a different type of oil and how much oil you put in it, but the procedure is all the same. You remove the drain plug, take out all the oil, take out your old filter, and then you put in your new filter, tighten everything up, and then you fill it up to the correct level that your car recommends.
The tools that you'll need to do an oil change with, on most cases you'll need first an oil pan or something to catch your oil with, and then what you'll need next is something to take off your drain plug on your oil pan, which usually you'll use a socket or a wrench or even a crescent wrench you can use. And then next step is when your oil is draining, take your oil cap off. And the last tool you're going to need to use is an oil filter wrench, and it's kind of a cylindrical kind of tool, and it tightens when you go take the oil filter off. And then when you put your new oil filter on, you need to use your hands. You don't want to tighten it too tight or you'll never get it off. Re-put your plug into your oil pan, and then put your oil back in your car and put your oil cap on, and that's a full oil change for you.
You can go basically to any oil change places like Jiffy Lube.
The way to, on most engines to pour oil into it is on the top of the motor. You'll see an oil cap, and most of them are on top of a valve cover or somewhere within an oil galley, but they're usually user-friendly and easy to find. So what you want to look for is oil or something that has an indication of like an oil that's like the oil light in your car, and you'll take that cap off, and however much oil you need to put in it. If you just did an oil change, then you have to put the recommended oil or the capacity that your motor takes. But if you're topping it off, then you'll just want to put your oil in there and check your dipstick, which your dipstick is usually a yellow tab on a tube type that goes to the bottom of your engine. It'll be on the top of your engine, the yellow tab. You'll pull it out, and there'll be a level from low to high, and you usually want it in between the low to high. Sometimes on high is fine. If you leak oil a lot, then you'll be able to go farther with it with more oil in there. You never want to go past the high level on your dipstick, but that's how you put your oil in.
How long does it take to do an oil change? For me, because I'm not as experienced, it probably takes me about half an hour to 45 minutes on my own car at home. Maybe on a lift, 25 to 30 minutes for me. Is there a specific type of oil needed? It depends on what kind of car you have. For mine, there's 10 weight 30, which is, there's 10 weight 30, 10 weight 20, 5 weight. There's different types of oil that you need.
Oil filters, yes, there is a wide range of oil filters. You can go from your cheap $2 oil filter all the way up to some say maybe a $10, $15 oil change, oil filter. I mean, some people you can even spend more than that when you come into bigger rigs. But on your typical car, you can spend somewhere from $5 to $10 for a good oil filter, because a cheap oil filter that you're going to pick up on sale for $2 is going to have less filtering material in there. There's a cone kind of shaped with like a rippled filter in there that collects oil, and the more ripples that are in it, the plates that are in there, there's more filter material, so therefore it's going to filter your oil more and for a higher mileage. That's what you'll want to use.
Often should the oil be changed? The oil should be changed every 3,000 miles or so.
To disposal of used oil, so if you're doing an oil change yourself, most likely the shop that you bought the oil from, like say an O'Reilly's, an AutoZone, Napa, they take used oil, so you can bring back your used oil in the containers that you filled up with your new oil came in. You can fill your old oil into those containers, bring it to them, and they'll dispose of it for you in a proper way. I don't think you can be arrested. I mean, you might get in trouble for, say you're in Tacoma and you have to get emissions checks. Bad oil in there can cause to an inefficiently running engine, and you might get a fine or a ticket, but they'll recommend you to change your oil. They're not going to give you a ticket or throw you in jail or anything like that, but you definitely will get talked to. But in state, like say we're here in Skagit County, I mean, without you changing your oil, the only thing you're going to get a ticket for is to pay for a new car because your engine's going to blow up. So that's about it on oil changes.